Okay, in previous videos we have just done with NPV and IRR. Let us go and see a new topic here, okay? So take this example guys. There is this sum with project A and B. I'm just solving this sum under NPV method and I'm arriving with the answer that project A is better than project B as per NPV. Okay. Now I am just working out the same problem under IRR. Now I am just arriving with the answer that project B is better than project A. Even though it is the same problem, I am just arriving with two different answers. NPV is providing me with the answer A and IRR is providing the answer B. So there is this confliction between these two. So why does this confliction happens? This confliction happens due to three scenarios, okay? The first scenario is of scale or size disparity, which is nothing but difference in their amount of investment. Okay. So the second is time disparity. It is the pattern of the cash flow differs. And finally, there is this thing called life disparity. That is, the life of the project itself differs. So under these three scenarios, if you go for NPV, it will be provide you with one answer, and if you go for IRR, it will be provide you with the other answer. So in order to rule out these conflictions, we are provided with different set of steps to be followed to choose the correct project. In this video, I'm just starting with my discussion about scale or size disparity. Rather than discussing about the theory part, which is little bit confusing, let us understand this with the help of an example first. First of all, I'm just going to work out the problem under both NPV and IRR and show why these three scenarios are very important. So let us take two projects. One is project A, another one is project B. So the investment made under project A is 50 lakhs and the investment made under project B is 75 lakhs. And the net cash inflows are 62 lakh 50,000 for project A and 91 lakh 50,000 for project B, and the K comes to be 10%. Okay. So we are just going to see scale or size disparity in this video. Okay, let me start with my computation part. First, I'm just compute the net present value of both the projects. First of all, the net present value of project A. So already we know the formula. What is the formula? It is nothing but present value of cash inflow minus present value of cash outflow. So yes, just substitute the values. So my cash inflow is 62 lakh 50,000 into my discounting factor is 1.10 whole power 1. I will be arriving with my discounting factor if I solve this. So after inputting all these given datas, I will be arriving with my net present value of project A. It is nothing but 6,81,818. Now we are moving to find the net present value of project B. Again, the same formula. So just solve this formula. So yes, we are arriving with an answer of 8,18,182. Okay, under NPV method, which project is to be chosen? So the project with highest NPV is to be chosen. So yes, we will be going with project B. Okay, let us solve the same sum under IRR to know which project to be chosen under IRR. Whether we are going to choose project B as it is in the NPV. Okay, let us start our computation. So the first step is nothing but fake payback period. So initial investment divided by net cash inflow will be provided with our fake payback period is nothing but 0.8. Now I'm just going to locate this 0.8 in present value annuity factor table corresponding to the life of the project, right? Yes. So if I do so, I will be arriving with my IRR if the exact value can be located in the table, or else what I will be doing, I will be doing this interpolation method. Or what if I'm not provided with the present value anti-factor table? As already we have discussed in the IRR video, it is nothing but I'm just going to discount my cash flows with a random discount rates. And finally, I'm again using the interpolation formula, I will be arrived with my IRR. Okay. So discounting with random discount factor. So while I was locating this 0.8 in my present value anti-factor table along the period 1, yes, I can able to locate this exact 0.8 at 25 percentage. Therefore, my IRR is nothing but 25 percentage. You can even solve this sum using a random discount rate, say 10 percentage and say 15 percentage. It is up to you. Okay. So most of the times you just keep it in mind. Always know the both the methods, because in examination they may not provide you with the present value annuity factor table. Okay guys, so let us move to the next side. So IRR of project B. So again I'm just going to find my fake payback period. So my fake payback period is nothing but 0.8197. Just use the formula and solve, you will be arriving with this value. Now I'm just going to locate this 0.8197 in the present value anti-factor table. So with the help of that, I will be arriving with my lower rate at 20% and higher rate is at 24%. Either I can do like this, or what can I do? I can discount my cash flows at the random rate. So most of the times we will be doing this discounting with random rates. So be strong in that part. Okay, so discounting at random rates. So say 20%. I'm just starting at 20%. So I'm just going to find my NPV at 20%. So after solving the same, so my NPV is nothing but 1,25,000. So now what rate I would be choosing? So already we have saw this too. It is nothing but, since my NPV is positive, I'm just going to discount the cash flows with higher discount rate, so that I will be arriving with what? Negative NPV, because one NPV is of positive and another NPV should be of negative. Okay, let us move further. So let me discount a random rate which is greater than 20 percentage. Here let me discount at 25 percentage. So again use the formula and solve. You will be arriving with your what? NPV at the higher rate. So your NPV at higher rate is nothing but 1,80,000. Now by interpolation we will be arriving our IRR. So our IRR is nothing but lower rate plus NPV at lower rate divided by NPV at lower rate minus NPV at higher rate into higher rate minus lower rate. Yes guys. So by solving this we will be arriving with our IRR for project B. So the IRR project B is nothing but 22.05 percentage. So if according to IRR, which project is to be chosen? The project with higher IRR is to be chosen. So what project you will be choosing? You will be choosing project A. So under NPV, I'm just going to choose project B. But under IRR, I'm just going to choose project A. Does this results in confliction? Yes, it does results in the confliction. So the projects are A, B. I'm just concluding this here. So write your NPV value and IRR. So under NPV, the recommendation would be for project B, but under IRR, the recommendation is for project A. So this is how. This is due to the scenario, scale, or size disparity. So, in order to get the exact answer which project to be chosen when their confliction arises, we have been provided with certain steps. Okay, so by solving those steps, we will be arriving with the correct answer even though there is a scale or size disparity. Let us see what are the steps involved. The first one is to find the differential cash flows between the two proposals, that is between project A and project B. So okay, let us find the differential cash outflows. So 75 lakh minus 50 lakhs comes to be rupees 25 lakh. So the differential cash inflows, what is this? So for project A and project B, so 91 lakh 50,000 minus 62 lakh 50,000 comes to be rupees 29 lakhs. Okay, let us move on to the second step. The second step is nothing but calculate IRR for incremental cash flows. Your incremental cash flow is nothing but the answer arrived after finding your differential cash flows. Okay. So already we know that at IRR, present value of cash inflow is equal to present value of cash outflow. Okay, let us equate these two. Okay, but here instead of taking present value of cash inflow, I'm just going to take present value of differential cash inflows, which is equal to present value of differential cash outflows. Okay, let us solve. So the present value of differential cash outflows is nothing but 25 lakhs. So 25 lakh into 1 divided by 1 plus k the whole power 0. I'm just going to find the IRR. So k is what we are going to find in this step. So my cash inflow is nothing but differential cash inflow is nothing but 29 lakh into 1 divided by 1 plus k the whole power 1. So by solving that, we will be arriving with what? We will be arriving with the value k. So 29 lakh divided by 25 lakh minus 1 is equal to k. This k results in 0.16, that is 16%. Okay guys. So now finally we are moving to the last step. Last step is nothing but the conclusion part, the selection part. Okay, now I'm just going to compare the IRR of differential cash flows, which comes to be 16%, with my cost of capital, which comes to what? 10%. Okay, so this 10% is already given. So when the rule here is the IRR should be greater than cost of capital. In that case, I'm just going to choose the project with greater non-discounted net cash flow. Okay, so if so, I will be choosing what? Project B, because it is having greatest non-discounted cash flow compared to project A. This is as per IRR assumption, that is cash inflows or reinvested at IRR. So what is the summary here is, first of all, you should be finding your differential cash inflows and differential cash outflow. The second step is to compute the IRR for the differential cash flows. Okay, that is incremental cash flows. Differential and incremental both are same. So finally, you will be having your IRR and cost of capital. Only if IRR is greater than cost of capital, then choose the project with greater non-discounted cash flow. So go for vice versa when the IRR is less than the cost of capital. So here I am just going to conclude this session. Let us see the second scenario, time disparity, in our next video. Thank you.